Hey y'all, Happy New Year. This should be dropping right around January 1st. So I hope you had a great 2025, but I hope that your 2026 is even better. And maybe for this new year, you said to yourself, hey, I'm going to travel more, which is great. I hope you can definitely make that dream come true. And while you're traveling, you may have also thought to yourself, hey, I want to take pictures. I want to document this. I want to capture these moments, and you want a camera to do that with. Well, today, my friend, you're in luck because I have a highly unscientific list of the top 10 cameras I would recommend for traveling in 2026. Now, the only criteria for this list is that I have had to use them for some period of time over the past 12 months. So this is highly biased, highly based off of what I could get my hands on, what I rented for trips, or what my friends have that they let me use. But let's be honest, any camera these days is a good camera. Now, these are in no particular order, but instead I have them broken up by categories, with the last one being the camera I really want to try in 2026. So it's the only one I have not used, but let me know in the comments down below what camera that is for you. So we're going to kick it off with category number 1, the Vibes camera. Maybe you want something fashionable, you want something that looks good, you're going to be happy to, have it out that's not too, crazy or distracting when you're walking around town. It looks nice, very fashionable, may lead to you getting mugged. Who knows? If you're thinking Fuji, yes, Fuji is definitely on the Vibes camera list, but we're actually going to start off probably with the biggest camera on this list, and that is the Nikon ZF or ZF for some of my other English-speaking friends. Camera that one of my friends let me use for a long weekend, and it is a great camera. It is built like a tank, The dials gives it that nice tactile experience. It's got the built-in black and white mode. It has not exactly film sims, but it's got like the color profiles or film looks, which means straight out of camera, the photos look good. And while you're traveling, you're taking photos. When you get back, you don't want to spend days or hours editing all the photos. So having straight out of camera JPEGs that look good is important. And the Nikon ZF definitely gives that to the users. I used this with the 26mm f2.8. So very, small profile to pancake lens. And even though it's a bigger camera, the Nikon ZF with that lens fit in my 3-liter sling with my wallet, which is this bad boy right here, my keys, water, protein bar or 2, and it was fine. I had it on me at all times. Pleasure to use, would definitely recommend. Next up on the list, we have the Fuji X100 I like to call it the X100 Vi because I'm a League of Legends nerd. But hey, we all can't, be perfect like me. I'm already rambling. Anyways, but yeah, a tried and true travel camera used by many, loved by many. Yeah, sure, there's a big, influencer hype around it, but this is one of the cases where I think it's justified. I tried it out for a day when I was out shooting on a photo walk with one of my friends, and it was a pleasure to use. Everybody knows Fuji film sims are phenomenal. It's a small, compact camera, fixed lens, really makes you think about your scene, your composition, all that jazz, but with the 40 megapixel sensor, you're able to digitally crop in to have a couple of different lenses. The built-in ND filters, great, phenomenal, really nice feature. A great travel camera. And the last one for the Vibes camera list, probably the most controversial camera on my list is the Fuji X-Half. This is the camera I rented for about a week when me and my wife went on vacation to Disney World earlier this year. And this camera has quirks. It is probably not worth the $850 that it retailed for at the time I was renting it. I think it's a little bit cheaper right now for the holidays, but I'm not going to lie, I had a blast using it. The film roll simulations were a joy to use. Built-in film sims. You can still do manual settings. Did some really fun long exposures while there were fireworks on the Skyliner. It it was a nice experience, but it's got its quirks, and it definitely has its issues. However, it is the new year, which means that Christmas just happened, and I am really hoping that somebody got this camera, used it for a couple of weeks, and they realized it was not for them, and they're going to try to sell it, because I will definitely buy it for, around $500-600, I think. I will probably do a video on it at some point, because there is a lot to talk about. But yeah, that's a video for another time. So the next category, we have the pint-sized powerhouses. 2 cameras here, and we'll start off with the Lumix S9, a compact full-frame camera. This is a camera I used for a majority of this year, used it almost every day, loved it. The built-in Lux, the Lumix Lab app's phenomenal. Once again, fantastic, straight out of camera JPEGs. Look into it. Good for video, good for photography. Right? It is, not a flagship. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles. There's no EVF. There's no, digital hot shoe mount, yada, yada, yada. But for, grabbing snaps, documenting your time around a location, great camera. Yes, hi, Quill. Quill had many pictures taken with that camera this year as well. So next up on my list, we have the Sony a6700, a nice compact APS-C camera. I used this with the Viltrox 35mm. I forget what it is, but the little lens cap lens, super small, super compact, fit in my coat pocket without any issues. Joy to use the autofocus, phenomenal. I know a lot of people hate on the Sony colors, but they have like the creative profiles, I think they call them, and you can tweak them in camera. And I was able to find a look that I liked. Those 2 cameras make up the pint-sized powerhouse list. So up next, we have the rugged category. These cameras can take a beating, and they'll still be fine to use for your day-to-day stuff while you're out and about. And first up, we have the Ace Pro 2, a camera that I think is overhyped, if I'm being honest. Still not a bad camera, but the past couple of weeks, I've seen this all over YouTube, and my buddy had it, let me use it for the day, and he has the X Pro grip, so it was a nice shooting experience. It is an action camera, so which means, in theory, right, I could do photos in the rain. I could take it underwater to, take stills or record video. It does have a, 50 meg sensor. It's got the Leica, creative or picture profiles, I think they called it on there. And straight out of camera, it looks nice. Using the X Pro grip was nice. However, if you use that grip on the camera, you lose like it being an action camera. You lose the water resistance. It has like splash resistance, right? But I wouldn't want it in the rain. Couldn't take it in the water. Yeah. So definitely a downside. Another downside of this, now granted I've only used it for a couple hours, so this is not like a definitive review. There could be user error involved. I am not perfect, but while I was shooting it, taking stills, there was definitely a lag from, hitting the shutter button and then having that picture be taken. But when I dropped the resolution, it was a lot more responsive. So it kind of sucked that I couldn't fully utilize the 50 megapixel sensor how I wanted to in there. But once again, not a bad camera. Without the housing, right? You can still take pictures. You can take it in the water. It's just that X Pro grip was a nice shooting experience. I really hope if they make an Ace Pro 3 at some point, or they make a new Explorer or X Pro grip, whatever they call it, that they figure out a way to make it retain its, waterproofing, because that's definitely an action camera I would buy in a heartbeat. Enough of my ramble. Next up, we have the OM5 Mark II. Small, compact, micro 4/3 camera. I rented this for a long weekend trip in the sand beige because, I'm an Army bro at heart still. Actually surprised that OM Systems does not market this more where I live. I live in a military community, everybody loves the sand beige where I live at. They're really missing out on a good marketing opportunity. Hey, OM, if you ever watched this, you're not. Hit me up. Maybe we can make something happen. But anyway, super compact. I do a lot of running. That's a subjective term, I suppose. But I do run with a vest on my long runs, and I was able to fit the OM5 Mark II in my running vest when I had it paired with the 17 millimeter 1.8 version 2, but the computational programming, or whatever they call it, the CP, was really fun. The live ND filters were great. The multiple exposure features in there were great. And actually, like, the straight out of camera colors were phenomenal. You can, like, kind of in camera adjust the colors while you're shooting. So when you're in an area, you can really adjust kind of the colors, the saturation, etc., to have a consistent, vibe throughout. So great, rugged, compact camera that can take a beating, not waterproof, but extremely weather sealed and water resistant. Definitely something to think about. And next up, we have the camera you will have on you at all times. Two here. First off, it's your phone. Yes, your phone would be on the travel camera list. All phones these days are great. Most of your modern phones shoot in RAW. My iPhone does it. My Pixel did it when I was on it. My sister has a Samsung. It can shoot in RAW. And you're always going to have it on you. It can take great videos, good for selfies. And if you're, somewhere, maybe you don't want to whip out, a camera to take a picture, well, you can whip out your phone. Everybody does it. Nobody's going to think twice. But next up, on the camera you're going to have on you at all times is my favorite travel camera. This one is biased, but it is the OM Systems TG7 Tough. It is a tank. It is a fun little camera. It can fit in my jeans pocket. I always have it on me. I clip it onto my keys sometimes in the morning, so I always make sure it's with me. And it's great. It is waterproof. I've taken it into the ocean. I was just up in Jersey, had it out in the snow, well below freezing. I never was worried about this camera for a second. It's great. It is not a technical, a specs powerhouse when it comes to like resolution, so on and so forth, right? But when it comes to being a camera that will handle being thrown around, dropped, tossed in luggage, so on and so forth, I think it's the best one on this list. And lastly, the camera I really want to try while I'm traveling in 2026, not 2016, that's a decade ago, is the Pentax 17. While I was using the Fuji X-Half, I went down the half frame rabbit hole afterwards, learned a lot about it, saw Pentax recently released, like the first film camera in a long time, a new film camera in a long time. And it really caught my eye. So I really think that's something I'm going to try to rent if I can find it, or maybe, instead of looking for a used X-Half, I'll look for a used Pentax 17 and go down the film rabbit hole for a little bit. We'll see. But yeah, anyways, that is my highly unscientific, very biased, subjective list of travel cameras I would recommend for 2026. If you're still here listening to my ramble, thank you. Consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Maybe I'll get to 50 this year if I post a little bit more consistently. Who knows? I'm going to try. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what camera you really want to try this year. And I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out. Bye.